Okay, let's talk about what we have and what we need. I have a new rocker arm shaft. I have an intake manifold gasket. I also have in that white box a valve cover gasket, a set of them, but they are for the wrong motor. Somehow I wound up getting a Ford 302-289 type gasket instead of a Y-block gasket. So I think I'll just assess what parts I have and what I can do with what I have. And I wanted to look at these intake manifolds. Pete, I think his name is Pete W. I'll double check that on YouTube. Sent me this 4-barrel intake manifold. And I have a 4-barrel to a 2-barrel intake manifold adapter here. I guess these aren't even 2-barrels. I guess these are 1-barrels. No, well, they are. I think the carbs are 1-barrel, but the manifold is 2-barrel. But anyway, maybe they are 2-barrels. I don't know. Anyway, that's a cool looking setup. Also, the one that's running on this car, I'll never get that back in place with one hand, works pretty darn well. That's probably the original old Ford carburetor, which I kind of went through a while back, and it allows me to run this old original breather, which is kind of cool too. And as I look at it, if I was to run this manifold, I'd have to change the way the throttle sets up. And this throttle also kicks down the overdrive unit in the overdrive 3-speed. I'm trying to remember how to say that right. And it probably needs to be fairly right. I don't know if this is a manual kick down or if it's an electric kick down with a switch under the throttle, which that may be true too. But either way you go at it, I would have to re-engineer the throttle setup. I would also have to either have 2 good carburetors that I could make work and then get them set up properly, or block one off and run it off one carburetor and use the other as a dummy. I think what I'm going to do, just for the sake of getting her on the road on this trip, is just put her back together right with the original carburetor and intake. Put the rocker arms back on there. And what I can do today, even though I don't have all the gaskets I need, I can go ahead and put this set of rocker arms in place and should be able to adjust the valves. There's 2 ways to adjust the valves on these. People do it both running and not running, and I've got a manual out there that I believe will tell me how to do it. And I was thinking if I could put the rocker arms on there and adjust them, then once I crank it, if I want to check them running, I can. One thing I will need is a bolt that is, I had an engine bolt that broke off that holds those rocker arms on. It is right in here. That's the tip of it. And that's the rest of it. So basically I would need to replace that bolt, which I may have one of those. Wouldn't be surprised if I didn't have one of those in my bolt bin in there in my parts stuff. So I'll go take a look and see if I got that, and then I'll take a look and see if I want to put that rocker on there, and then I'll go from there, I guess.